Here we go. Colts and Jeff Saturday beat the Raiders 25-19. This is Jeff Saturday. The notebook's coming up. No, Jeff Saturday a couple weeks before this tweeted out something like the Raiders just suck. Back when he was just an ESPN analyst. So funny for him to then go on to beat them. Highlight of this game got to be Matt Ryan getting a career-long run. The longest run of his career, 39 yards. 39-yard run. For a dude who's like 37, I think. He's 37, gets the longest run of his career at 37.
That's a yard for every year, man.
I was thinking that. That's a feel-good story. Hey, and the fact that he's out there tells you something. I was thinking this. The fact that he's out there, this is my biggest takeaway from this game. I didn't even look at the score, other than Raiders, continuing to be whatever. But biggest takeaway, they are not tanking. If they were tanking, Matt Ryan would not be out there. Matt Ryan would not be out there getting the longest run of his career, on a random Sunday, right? I think they would be starting Sam Ehlinger or something like they were going to do when Frank Reich was coach earlier. The fact that Matt Ryan's starting I thought they said he wasn't going to be starting again later this year anyway. I thought they said that. So it's just interesting for him to be back out there. Is an interesting note. Nice pickup, even though it's against one of the worst teams in the league. Colts record. What's the Colts? Are the Colts in the playoff race?
They're 4-5-1.
4-5-1. Hey, in that division, the Titans play the Packers, who might be on the rebound potentially on Thursday this week. That could,
But this is why this never made any sense.
They could make the playoffs. They could make the playoffs.
They were 3-3-1 in that division when they benched Matt Ryan. And why?
Yeah, I know.
Why did they bring him back in? None of this makes any sense because the only reasonable thing was that they were tanking. We talked about that last week. No. And now they bring Matt Ryan back in? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Hey, didn't he play pretty well?
Yeah, if you look at statistics, he had a lot of passing yards when he was playing. He also had the most interceptions. He had the most sacks.
He was getting
the
sacked.
Most fumbles. But
hey.
Listen, I don't understand it.
Colts for the playoffs?
When they benched Matt Ryan, it was being made pretty clear in the media and from sources that Irsay was very involved in the decision making, right? And so the only way that this makes sense is that Frank Reich had decided, I'm done with Matt Ryan. I'm putting in Ellinger or whatever. I'm putting in the kid. And basically Irsay was like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to fire Frank Reich. But Irsay's been involved. He's been involved and supposedly like he wanted Sam Ehlinger. Now all of a sudden Saturday comes in and they want to put back Matt Ryan. Why would he's giving more credibility to Jeff Saturday than he was Frank Reich?
Chaos is a ladder, Jared. Chaos is a ladder for Jeff Saturday to climb. That's a Game of Thrones reference for those out there.
Hey, listen,
not sponsored.
I think that I do want to say we
try to hate on them even after they win, Jared. Come on,
I am going to. I am going to because basically, if you look across all of sports media, if anyone from sports media is watching us, thank you. If you look across all of sports media, everybody said that this was a ridiculous hire. Some people are on TV.
Cower was he went a bit far.
Disgrace.
I think that was toxic. That went too far. I can say it's dumb, it's tanking, whatever. Especially when it's just you and I, Joe Blows. I think for him to go out there on national television and say that, I don't know.
I agree. It was a little much
to go further than us and to a bigger audience.
But we never touched the two kind of important things. Was that you basically this hire essentially jumps other more qualified candidates.
Yes,
and it once again is kind of puts it right in the face of everybody watching the NFL when we know we have a minority coach issue, that we are hiring a guy with no experience when there are people who are qualified no matter what their race are. And we're hiring this guy.
Who was in the what's weird is I have to assume, I hope not have to assume I'm being real generous. I think it's Reggie White? Is that who was in I think he's in the Colts organization. Is it? Am I thinking the right person?
Oh, the wide receiver coach.
Yeah, the wide receiver. Yeah. Who is that? Who am I thinking? Or who am I thinking?
I don't know what his name is. But I don't think
There's
he's
some
been
guy-
coaching that long.
Oh, is he not? Yeah, but I know he's a former player who I thought like when I saw his name, I was like, oh yeah, why isn't he coaching? Either way,
to be fair, you're right. He
Reggie Wayne. There it is.
Reggie Wayne. He was there when Jeff Saturday was there. So and
He's in his first season.
And he was already in the building and was coaching. People saying like,
Yeah.
oh, and basically my point about all this is that everybody is sort of on the same page about this. There is one guy in sports media right now who I like, I really do, who is all over this, who loves this coach hire. No, I'm not going to say his name.
Nick Wright.
No,
Don't tell me.
Oh, you do not know?
Okay, good.
It's who it is. It's the Indianapolis guy. There's only one.
Oh yes. Okay, I know. I know.
He loves this hire. He loves this hire, and he's gone as far to say that this is going.
If he loves it, then I love it. No.
Yeah, he's gone as far to say that this is going to be good for minority hires because it basically it's like, oh well.
Honestly, Jared. Honestly, I don't know if I agree, but what I'll say is right. Saying I agree is a bold statement. What I'll say is there are more minority players than coaches, right? That yes. I could see hypothetically, right? If we're being hopeful, if we're all being hopeful, hopefully that would mean if more players or more ex-players are being hired, you would hope that would mean more of them would be minority. That's what you'd hope. Whether that actually happens or this only happens for the white ex-players, that's its own like the execution of it, so to speak. Whether whether it actually helps or not, I don't know. But I could see there being an argument saying something to the effect of more ex-players are minorities. So if ex-players are more likely are going to start going directly to head coaching positions, then hypothetically, the pool of ex-players is more minority. Hypothetically, more minorities would go in that pipeline.
This could be
that
true.
May not happen,
and this could be true if people are if owners and GMs are comfortable hiring people with no experience. Right. But here's the thing. That's not the problem. Like, you're right. If they're going to hire people with no experience, but it's the idea that there are plenty of experienced guys, including coaches who happen to be minorities, who are being passed up for whatever reason, while this guy with no experience gets the job. Now, yes, you're right. There are, this could open things up. And that's what this guy is saying in Indianapolis. And if he's right, I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for the league that Jeff Saturday and hiring guys with no experience is the answer. But I think if you suddenly were hiring a bunch of minority head coaches who had no experience, wouldn't you be a little bit suspect of that too? Because you're basically saying we're hiring a bunch of minority coaches with no experience, which means what? They're probably going to do poorly. You know what I mean? Like legitimately, right? Now,
you're
I
right.
don't know. Listen, Jeff Saturday. I still think it's a terrible hire. Now, he could go on and continue to win, but you got to point out, like we said, that Matt Ryan was put in. So that completely changes everything. Maybe they're not tanking like you said. I'm just confused by the whole thing. I'd like to end this segment by saying Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders. Please fire McDaniels and make Jack and I the head coach. Please. We will be co-head coaches for the first time in NFL history. Okay, we'll be co-interim. No experience, Jack and I. But guess what? That worked for Jeff.
You don't need it.
We don't need it. You know what? And
no, you know what will happen? Because then the owner of the Raiders has to be paying 3 coaches. He has to pay Gruden still for Lord knows how long. He has to pay McDaniels, and then it has to be paying us.
We'll go
obviously
discount,
lower rates.
We'll go discount.
Obviously discount for
we'll
us.
We'll be cheaper than either of them, and we'll split it, right? And we'll go coach them. And I don't know. I mean, just come on. I mean, that doesn't help the minority issue, head coaching minority issue at all.
One thing that's relevant here on the topic of minority coaching, on the topic of this coaching stuff. I'm saying this now because it's a prediction. I don't think I'll ever get it's unlikely to ever come up again. Maybe it would. The Patriots. One thing, it's crazy. The whole they have no offensive or defensive coordinator. First of all, that's crazy. Other crazy thing is I'm somewhat worried from that sort of nepotism, from that not hiring minority coaches, that they're gonna gloss over Gerard Mayo, who has been the linebacker, right? Great Patriot, Super Bowl champion, who's been the inside linebackers coach since 2019. I could easily see them glossing over him for who else but Steve Belichick? That wacky Steve Belichick is like he is on an equal footing with I don't even think Steve Belichick has that much coaching experience, but let alone playing experience. Like, draw me a perfect guy. Why isn't he the defensive coordinator? I mean, unless he doesn't want to be, unless he doesn't think he's ready, and that's definitely possible. But like that's one position. My prediction is that at some point in the next, say, 2 years, they're going to have to name a defensive coordinator, and it will be Steve or shift Matt Patricia to defensive coordinator, or they're going to do something. Right. Obviously, Matt Patricia, defense guy, but still, they're going to do something like that other than continue developing Gerard Mayo, and that's my worry. But
yeah,